The information expressed in the following podcast is intended for educational purposes only and was created by and belongs solely to Believe Limited and the Flow podcast and does not necessarily reflect the views of our sponsors. Please speak to your healthcare provider before making any medical decisions.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and welcome to Flow. I'm here like every month with Sarah Watson, sex therapist, and this month we have some of the amazing talent of Stop the Bleeding. We're here and we matter. That's right, we have Hillary Hawkins, aka Rachel, and Queen Novine, aka Riley, from the award-winning comedic web series. And we all want to know, how's your flow? Welcome once again to Flow. We start every episode with the reality of menstruation and the cycles and our hormones. It's our favorite question. We're just going to answer it real quick. How is your flow, team?
I actually just started mine yesterday, so it's been so fun so far.
Yay, day two, the
But
best.
yes, day two, getting through it, heavy at first, but getting through it. Just had to Advil, so my husband's going to bring home some chocolate and popcorn for me, so very grateful.
Good job.
Got some
Well
support.
done. I was
Yes.
just going to say what you're going to do to soothe yourself in such a day. Grateful that you gave us such great tips.
Yes.
Husband with a cake. Well done. Who else is flowing?
Not flowing just yet, but because we're sisters, see, it's all your fault. Mine is right around the corner. You know how you can just feel it coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hopefully you guys don't see. Whenever I get a little bump on my face, I call it a Herbert. Hopefully you guys don't see my Herbert. Don't look at Herbert. Leave Herbert alone.
Who is Herbert? Does Herbert have a voice?
Wait, yeah, does Herbert talk?
Herbert says, "No, leave me alone. Just a few more days and I'll be gone."
This is an animated episode of Flow now. We're going to need a full team to create that character. Love Herbert. The hormonal acne.
Oh,
Herbert,
no.
the hormonal acne.
Oh my God.
Great.
I'm going to call him, can I call him Herb for short?
I love that.
Now he has a nickname. Oh my gosh.
Herbie.
That's hysterical.
Hey, Herbs.
I love herbs. Herbie.
Oh no, but hopefully you can't see him because by the grace of God it's on the side, so we're good.
Cool. Well, thanks for introducing us to Herb.
Oh, yeah.
Herbie.
Herb says, "Nice to meet you."
Honored to meet Sir
I
Herb.
think I want to name everything that pops up on my face now.
Oh no.
Yeah. Why
Oh,
not?
that's sweet.
Yeah.
I do find it helps to talk to him, you know?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do you want to
exactly.
do in?
I should be nice to it and just be like, "Herb, it's okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Just a few more days and it'll be fine."
Yeah.
Good to have you, but go away.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yes. Party's over. Bye.
Yeah.
Closing time.
Oh.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we just took a
I
turn.
brought
We
us
took a
to
turn. We took a
paradise
turn.
place.
Mhm.
Sarah, where are you from?
I am a follicular, so, things are about to get, a little spicy for me. So, we'll see, but feeling fine today. Feeling no Herb, but I got a little something. But I got a little something. So I don't know what I'm going to name her. I'm going to think about it this whole episode. I'll tell you at the end.
Oh, can't wait. The naming competition. Our listeners, please send in your name recommendations for Sarah's. I will take it for my facial hair. I am now just post-ovulatory, so starting my luteal and just start to get that one dark witch's hair occasionally. You know what
It's
I
very
mean? That's the
seasonal
season.
for you. I mean, yeah.
I know, right? Season of the witch.
Yeah, seasonal.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's bewitchy. I like it.
Cheers to that. We did just have Halloween, and today on Flow, we're going to talk about this season of Stop the Bleeding, which focuses on women with hemophilia and the repeated dismissal in doctors' offices that is faced when seeking treatment as a woman with a bleeding disorder, and how we can all learn more about how to be better advocates for ourselves and others. But before we get into all that, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsor.
This ad is brought to you by Von Vendi, Von Willebrand Factor Recombinant.
Hi, my name is Nicole. I didn't always feel empowered to speak up for myself or ask for the care and support I needed. Becoming part of a community and hearing other people's experiences helped to change my perspective. That's why my deciding factor is making my voice heard. To hear my story and access other helpful resources, drop by Von Vendi, that's VONVENDI.com/patient-stories.
Oh, we are back on Flow, and we're going to talk about the animated podcast, We're Here and We Matter, which is part of this season of Stop the Bleeding. Hi, team. Hillary and Queen Naveen, you are the characters Rachel and Riley, playing sisters on the show.
Yes, we're twins.
We are twins.
Love it.
And as characters, and then we'll take off the masks. What is your experience with the bleeding disorders? Who has a bleeding disorder? Who has?
I, as Rachel, have a bleeding disorder.
And I, as Riley, also do too.
Love it.
There it is. And then now taking off the masks, Hillary and Queen Naveen. Whoa, wow. The magic of theater. You are stunning performers. When did you first hear about hemophilia? What is your experience knowing about the bleeding disorders community?
Well, I first learned about hemophilia when I joined this project. I didn't really know much about it or know the symptoms or causes or treatments behind it. So being able to be a part of this project has really informed me more about hemophilia and about von Willebrand disease and all of that. So it's really a good thing to know, and it's made me more aware, and I've been able to share it with my fans and with my husband and about all the things about it. So it's really informative. It's a good thing to know, and it's a good thing to be aware of, especially for women. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Hillary, when did you first hear?
To be honest, I don't recall ever learning about hemophilia before either. Like, I actually think working on Stop the Bleeding was the first time I ever heard about it. So that's why, like, it's just such a cool project because, like, it's educational and it's fun.
Yes.
Yes. What a type of education to then take on the characters with symptoms.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wild. And now, what about your menstrual education?
That we kind of learned in elementary school. I think this was about 5th grade, where they separate the boys and the girls, and boys learn about boys and girls learn about girls. And it was kind of just like, your body's growing and this is going to be happening and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, as I got older, that's when I got my period, and my mom would introduce me to pads and tampons and all of that. And I kind of just figured out what worked for me, and just been dealing with periods ever since.
Do you remember how old you were when you first got your period?
I want to say 12 or 11. I remember exactly where I was. I was going to community theater. It was kind of like an after-school program my parents took me to. And I remember I was there, and I had gone to the bathroom, and I was like, what is going on? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's happening. I'm growing up. I'm a big girl. I know what to do. So I had like my pads, and I was doing everything, and I was like, whoa, holy crap. I felt like I literally turned a point in life. Like I turned the corner to like womanhood now, like adulthood. And I was like, all right, well, I feel different. It was kind of crazy, but I was able to, learn and take it on and kind of just go with it.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you felt it in your insides, in your midsection.
Did. I was like, wow, I made it. Like it just feels like I hit a new point in my life. It was crazy. Yeah.
Hillary, what about you? When did you start your period? Do you recall?
Yes, I recall. So I was 12 years old, and I actually don't remember getting any education in school about it, but I was a child actor, so I missed a lot of school. So it's possible that I was just like on set or on stage or somewhere and just missed that day. But anyway, so when I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? So like I told my mom, and then my mom and my grandma were like, yay, let's go out to eat and celebrate. And I'm like, really? I'm straight up bleeding here, and you guys want to go out to eat and celebrate? And my mom was like, yeah, and guess what? You get to have it every month. I'm like, yay!
Oh my God.
At least they taught you with enthusiasm. Like,
yeah.
That is, I don't think we've heard, we've had a lot of stories about, when people got their first periods, but I don't think anyone was that enthusiastic.
Yes, like a whole celebration. I was like, okay, well,
love it.
At least we got to go out to eat. That was
there you go.
Yeah.
Food.
Tacos. I hope. I don't know.
Well, that sounds like indeed a warm reception. And on the season of Stop the Bleeding and on the podcast, we actually talk about how families can normalize a different kind of reception, a reception that normalizes enduring pain that might not need to be endured. First of all, with the masks off, did either of you experience any extreme period journeys, a moment in time, an episode of whatnot?
My periods will be bad every few months, not every single time. Like this one right now, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. And their last time...
Wait. Is 10 like you like it?
No, 10 is like bad.
Okay.
No. Like pain-wise. 10 is like ridiculously bad. 4 right now, like it's not as bad usually. So last time it was actually really, really bad. And the pain was... I just like could not endure it. I could not get through it. And my husband was doing everything he could to kind of soothe me from my belly, give me medicine, give me any types of food I can. So, but you know, it's just when you're not at home and you're at work or you're on set or something like that, you have to just kind of push through it. And that's what really sucks. It's like you can't have that day off. You have to push through it. And I think in turn, the positive side of that shows how strong women are and how strong we can be no matter what, especially with something we can't control.
Right. Oof.
I mean, yes, snaps. And then to just ask a bit more, get a bit more in the weeds as we like to do. When you say a pain level was more extreme, was it out of 10 on those times when
last
it's extreme?
month? Yeah.
Is it out of 9 last month?
Yeah. I don't know where it comes from, honestly.
And is that an amount of time or the duration the whole time?
It's usually just like the first or second day.
Okay.
First and second days are bad. And my husband's like, oh, what number are you at this time? Okay. All right, let's do this. We got this.
Oh,
So,
good. I love that.
very, very supportive. Yeah.
Good.
Love to hear the relational support. Hillary, extreme cases, extreme experiences.
Oh, sure. I mean, there have been extreme cases. Right now, by the grace of God, in terms of pain, like when I get them, like that's like I don't want to say I'm comfortable. It's more so like an energy thing lately.
Oh, sure.
Like my energy is just like boom out the window. And so like whenever I can, like I'll confess, I try to like schedule things not at a time when I'm on my period, like if I can, because it's like I know how I get, and it's like on that day I'm like, leave me alone. Everyone just leave me alone.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I feel that, man.
So mote it be.
Yes.
I hope they do. Right? And then so mote it be.
Like I feel like wouldn't it be great if like women all over the world could actually like get a doctor's note to say, hey, we're on our period this week. Everybody gets a week off.
Period leave.
Yes.
It's not just an imaginary fantasy. It does
that.
exist in some parts of the world. Certainly not here in America.
Really?
Yeah.
But, and we discussed the need for it on this season of Stop the Bleeding. When Sarah, you talk about what your symptoms kept you from participating specifically, I believe, in math.
Yeah.
Kept you from being able.
Well, yeah. So symptoms of my bleeding disorder, right? Were in third grade, fell off the monkey bars trying to do, the last flip on the highest monkey bars and landed straight on my nose. And ooh, I can that's one of those core memories, right? Where I remember picking my head up from like the dirt and being like, seeing the teachers being so alarmed and then rushing me up to the office. Mind you, tiny private religious school. So they were just, and it was the 80s, so not real prepared. And I was at a school for, I think, a week and a half or 2 weeks. And that age, missing 2 weeks of instruction, it killed my math skills. I don't know if they were there before, but they sure were gone afterwards. So it really, and that's when I remember being like, I hate this. I don't understand it. I am frustrated. And by the way, came back to school looking like a raccoon because I had giant black eyes from all of the blood in my face and like the clotting that for me takes a really long time. So yeah, it really disrupted my learning, specifically with math. That's where I kind of pinpoint math went downhill. So, but had I had treatment at that time,
which would have required a diagnosis.
Well, I was diagnosed as a carrier at that time. And so they don't treat carriers the same as someone with severe hemophilia. And so I was just sent home. The doctor was like, nothing we can do here. That's it. Sent home. See you later. Put some ice on it.
as we learn on We're Here and We Matter, it is important to acknowledge that carriers is a term that may need to be redefined because it has come to mean accepted that women will not be treated for their hemophilia symptoms, for their symptoms of a bleeding disorder, because they are only carriers. But if they are carriers, but if they are having the symptoms of hemophilia, why would those symptoms not be treated?
Right. Yeah. So I went from like carrier status to symptomatic carrier to then finally getting a full diagnosis in my 30s. And this nose issue, breaking my nose, was in 3rd grade. So 5, 7, 8. I was 8 probably. And didn't get that full diagnosis until I was 30.
Yeah. And you talk about diagnosis being huge as Rachel, Hillary.
Oh.
Diagnosis is huge. And you are so supportive for the character Jess, played by the amazing Bella Gadsby, Isabella.
Yes.
Who is just kind of coming to terms with her diagnosis. I don't know if, Sarah, you had the experience of like coming to terms with diagnosis or growing up with family members in the community, what it meant to you to get that diagnosis.
Oh, I was so excited. Like, I was like, finally, like, I've got it. Now I'm like, because most of my very good friends are men with hemophilia, and they're all severe. And I'd be like, oh, by the way, I really did have a bleed. Like, it was like a status symbol for me within my community because everyone else had it. And I was like, remember when I went to the hospital multiple times when I got my wisdom teeth out? It was a bleed. Like, and I was like, I learned, and so getting excited about learning to infuse and getting what we call it, our camp here, Camp Bold Eagle, the Butterfly Award. So that's learning to infuse, knowing how to take care of yourself. And so for me, it was excitement and knowing I have a lot of options here in Michigan, and I have advocates within my family and advocates within my friend group that were going to be helpful for me. And I wasn't afraid, but I could see how that would be really alarming for some and like a lot to digest. But it's something we had always talked about in my family because I had so many family members with a bleeding disorder.
And so that pride you talk about of having that diagnosis, or like the relief pride of like, haha, see, I'm not crazy. There was something going on. From playing Rachel and Riley, why would you say there is that pride? From characters, you didn't know about the bleeding disorder yourself, but you were playing characters who also would understand that pride and, in fact, again, encourage Jess, the character, to be proud and acknowledge and advocate to get the care she needs. Yeah, why might that pride exist, in your opinion?
I think when it comes to disorders or any kind of something that you may have, especially for women, it seems to be tend upon that we should be ashamed of something, or even like just our periods in general. We shouldn't talk about it. We shouldn't have tampons out in the open where people can see it. And I think that's something that's not to be ashamed of, especially if it's something that's natural, something that you've been diagnosed that you can't control. It should be more informative and informing people about it, whether they're male or female. And it's just something that happens in life, and you just learn about it and learn how to deal with it, but nothing to ever be ashamed of. And I also feel like when, like how Sarah was saying, like you realize what it was, you found out what it was. So I don't know how to explain it, but I don't think that's something to ever be ashamed of. It's just who you are, and whether you have it or not, it's still.
Oh, no. I think we lost you. Good news.
Oh no!
But just on our end, Rivers.
Oh, I think it is just on our end because she's.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Hi, you're back. We're like, no, where'd she go?
You were talking about combating shame.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Robotville happened.
Yes. Do not be ashamed. I don't think it's ever something to be ashamed about, whether you have it or not. You can be proud of yourself. It's who you are. It doesn't change the person that you are. It's just more being informed and being educated about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plus, I recall there being episodes where, like, we would talk about it's not like our whole identity, So, like, I think there's that too, because whether it's a bleeding disorder or something else that's challenging that we as women might be dealing with, like, we have to remember that's just a part of us, and we can still live happy, healthy lives.
Yes.
And also, what's really great about like having these multiple characters is that, like, Jess, for example, is not alone. Like, I as Rachel can relate, and like, so there is that support system. We can be there for each other,
Absolutely.
Epic. Yes. And in a little bit of time that we have left, I do want to make sure we ask, what was your favorite moment of working on the season of Stop the Bleeding? Either from an episode or a behind the scenes thing that you might share with us?
My favorite moment personally for me was working with Hillary, being able to work one-on-one with our characters, because usually as the voice actor, you're by yourself, you're in your closet, you have to imagine and bring that all to your mind. But being able to work off of each other and really just be with my twin sister, I think that was the best part, because it made everything feel so natural and real and authentic.
Aw, that is so sweet. I had so much fun working with you too.
Yay!
I think I have, in addition to working with her, there's another favorite moment. I also love working with Isabella. And like, there was this time when I got to pretend to be like a pizza delivery guy. And like, that was really cool because it's like, I'm the pizza delivery guy. Yeah. No, it's not Rachel. I'm a pizza icon. Like, it was just fun following up and like being like a prankster, because I guess there's like a little bit of a prankster in me. So that was fun.
Mhm.
Nice. So fun.
Well, yes, then the community is very lucky to have that prankster energy permeating our education, right? This is all about education. But of course, we want to engage. We want to be real, authentically approaching these subjects. So thanks for being fakely real. Thank you for being authentic in your performance. And Stop the Bleeding. Thank you for flowing with us.
Thank you.
Anything else?
So fun. So fun to chat with you both.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Fun being with you guys too.
That's it for now. Check out our program notes for how to get in touch with us, how to watch this season of Stop the Bleeding, and we'll talk more on next month's Flow. Flow is produced by Bloodstream Media. Big shout out to our creative director, Amy Board, and our editor, Kay Vermeil. New episodes of Flow will be available the second Thursday of every month.
Hey, that's the day after I start menstruating.
And thanks to our sponsor, Takeda, for their support of Flow.